Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Ujirayet Nashta Prayashva Badreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Nahayate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Shigurum Jinatarinam Mukam Karotva Kareyan Sabara Smarane Pangu Shilanhyan Hadehi Taragane Shichaitanya Simhira Navadvipa Avatara Simha Griva Simha Virya Simhira Hunkara Ugram Viram Mahavishnum Jvalantam Sarvato Mukham Nisimham Vishanam Badram Rityum Namamyaham. Om Tat Sat. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. I'm so happy to see you again on our Bhagavad Gita class. We are so blessed by Srila Prabhupada. We are so fortunate again and again and again. I'm thinking about that, and soon I should go to my preaching tour on Middle Asia. And you know, I already started to miss Vrindavan and your association. I'm thinking how I will do this. Very heavy situations there. But I must go. We are preachers. We cannot sit in holy dham and hide ourselves from the fire of fighting. I will tell about Arjuna. He also had such a desire just to hide himself from battle of Kurukshetra. But Krishna not allows him to do this because he's pure devotee of the Lord and he's very dear to Krishna. Krishna never allows to his pure devotee deviate from the paths of pure devotional service to him. This I will tell about this to you. Very interesting points I took from Srila Prabhupada. Today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2, entitled Contents of the Gita Summarized, text number 55. śrī-bhagavān uvāca prajahāti yadā kāmān sarvān Pṛthā mano-gatān ātmany evātmanā tuṣṭaḥ sthita-prajñas tadocyate. Word by word translations and verse translation by His Divine Grace Abhay Charanaravinda Srila Prabhupada. Jai Prabhupada. śrī-bhagavān uvāca. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, prajahāti gives up, yadā when, kāmān desires for sense gratification, sarvān of all varieties, Pṛthā O son of Pārtha, manaḥ-gatān of mental concoction, ātmani in the pure state of the soul, eva certainly, ātmanā by the purified mind, tuṣṭaḥ satisfied, sthita-prajñaḥ transcendentally situated, tadā at that time, ucyate is said. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, O Pārtha, When a man gives up all varieties of desire for sense gratification, which arise from mental concoction, and when his mind, thus purified, finds satisfaction in the self alone, then he is said to be in pure transcendental consciousness. Let us together recite this. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, O Pārtha, when a man gives up all varieties of desire for sense gratification, which arise from mental concoction, and when his mind, thus purified, finds satisfaction in the self alone, then he is said to be in pure transcendental consciousness. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The Bhagavatam affirms that any person who is fully in Krishna consciousness or devotional service of the Lord has all the good qualities of the great sages, whereas a person who is not so transcendentally situated has no good qualifications, because he is sure to be taking refuge in his own mental concoctions. Consequently, it is rightly said herein that one has to give up all kinds of sense desire manufactured by mental concoction. Artificially, such sense desires cannot be stopped. But if one is engaged in Krishna consciousness, then automatically sense desires subside without extraneous efforts. Therefore, one has to engage himself in Krishna consciousness without hesitation, for this devotional service will instantly help one onto the platform of transcendental consciousness. The highly developed soul always remains satisfied in himself by realizing himself as the eternal servitor of the Supreme Lord. Such a transcendentally situated person has no sense desires resulting from petty materialism. Rather, he remains always happy in his natural position of eternally serving the Supreme Lord. Om Ajnana-timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupah Kada Mahyam Dadati Svapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guruh Shri Yutapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Sha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajiv Sadvaitam Savathutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shiratha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shivishakhan Vitamscha Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagat Pate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavanishvari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanibhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishaya Bhutale Shrimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Sarasvati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Sadhana Bhakti Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Jai. This is a very interesting, the most interesting shloka in 2nd chapter. And this chapter is very important, more important than all other chapters. Why? Because this chapter contents of Gita summarized. Shri Krishna gives the whole Bhagavad Gita in one chapter. He can do this. We cannot, but he can do this. And he puts the most important principles in this 2nd chapter of Bhagavad Gita. And Srila Prabhupada giving his purport and then lectures on this 2nd chapter of Bhagavad Gita, he says this is basis of whole Bhagavad Gita. This is base, fundament of whole Bhagavad Gita. First chapter is introduction. There's so many names there, different kings, who is on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, how the Dhritarashtra was very much hesitated, what will happen with his sons, and this and that, intrigues, and just the listing the qualities of all warriors. But 2nd chapter is the basis of whole Bhagavad Gita. And Srila Prabhupada put very much attention to the 2nd chapter of Bhagavad Gita. If you know 2nd chapter of Bhagavad Gita, you know whole Bhagavad Gita. Other details you will pick up, but this principle, fundament should be known very well. So Srila Prabhupada gave lecture on this 55th verse of Bhagavad Gita in New York on 15th April, on the same time when we are sitting here, on 15th April 1966 in New York. It was the just beginning of Krishna consciousness. But Srila Prabhupada was very strong. He was giving lectures to his disciples. They're just hippies sitting all around him. He's giving them the highest knowledge on very high level. Of course, sometimes he's giving meaning of Sanskrit, explaining why this Vedic culture goes in this way and you are not following to this culture. But he's immediately uplifting these hippies from the animal platform to the highly elevated platform of sadhus. Because devotee in the Sanskrit means sadhu. Sadhu. Sadhu who is on pure consciousness and who is involved in devotional service to the Lord. Here, Srila Prabhupada starts with two prepositions, two very interesting points, just from the beginning. He said, Śrīmad Bhagavatam affirms that devotee has all good qualities of demigods, of pure devotees, sadhus. Immediately. Not just when he came, he should purify himself for long. No, immediately. As soon as he is involved in pure devotional service, because power of bhakti, of pure devotional service is so strong, so high, it immediately purifies the soul, immediately purifies the mind. And secondly, Srila Prabhupada says about how it can be purified. But this is a long story. But the beginning, we should start from these two prepositions. I wrote something because this is very interesting things. It's very difficult to find out. So he starts just from Śrīmad Bhagavatam. Even these hippies, they don't know about Śrīmad Bhagavatam. They know Bhagavad Gita, they just started. Nectar of Instructions, Upadeshamrita, small books, answers and questions with Srila Prabhupada. But Srila Prabhupada says here starts from Śrīmad Bhagavatam. So Śrīmad Bhagavatam affirms that person in full Krishna consciousness or devotional service of the Lord. You see? In full Krishna consciousness or devotional service of the Lord. You may be in pure Krishna consciousness immediately. From your mother womb, you came pure, with pure devotional, with pure Krishna consciousness. Who is it? For example, Shukadev Goswami. He came out of the womb of his mother. He was 16 years. He didn't want to come out from the womb for 16 years. And Vyasadeva, his father, was telling to him through the womb, outside, he was saying, why you're not coming out? Your time is coming out. He said, no, I don't want to come out to this material world. He didn't want, but he was sent here with a mission to recite whole śrī-bhagavān, 18,000 verses on the bank of Ganges to Parikshit Maharaj. So he came out. So he was completely pure. He was Atmaram. What this Atmaram means? Atmaram shloka of Srimad Bhagavatam. Atmaram doesn't need anybody, anything for his satisfactions. He's not eating. He's not dressing even himself. It's Shukadev Goswami. He had even no coping. And he was completely satisfied. He was walking freely, nicely. And all the women who saw him, they were following to him because of his beauty. He was attracted by his beauty. They were following to him, after him. They came with him to Ganges, where all the sadhus sitting. And the sadhus, there was Vyasadeva, Lord Shiva was sitting there. All the sadhus, very, very important, very authoritative sadhus. Asita, Devala, Vyasadeva, Narada Muni was sitting there. All the sages sitting. As soon as Shukadev Goswami appeared, everybody wake up. They stood up because they saw the pure consciousness of him. And he was 16 years old. He has nothing, no any clothes on him. Immediately they offered to him Vyasasan. He sat on Vyasasan and he started immediately speak Srimad Bhagavatam. He didn't pay attention to anybody, anything. Immediately. So Srimad Bhagavatam affirms that person in full Krishna consciousness, like Shukadev Goswami, we cannot say that we are such as persons as Shukadev Goswami. So, all devotional service of the Lord. We are trying to be in devotional service to the Lord. This is also process, not just immediately you coming. First of all, you should meet a devotee who will explain you, preach you. For example, I came by preaching of the devotees. I was completely in Karmi life, in a research institute. I was doing my PhD and this and that. But they spoke to me. I was so surprised that there is another world where this laws of material nature doesn't work. I said, no, this is just fairy tales, what you're telling me. No. Then I slowly becoming engaged in devotional service. And what happened? You're seeing me in Vrindavan. I am coming from the Middle Asia, from Muslim background, from scientific background. I was doing PhD on physics, nuclear physics. I was touching these bombs. We are doing some special secret work, you see, nuclear physics. And I'm sitting in front of you, and I'm 30 years is already here, from 1994. So what's the power of a devotee, of preaching of devotees? They're preaching, and immediately it purifies, awakes from dormant stage, the Krishna consciousness. In everybody's heart, dormant Krishna consciousness is there. Somebody should make you shake like this, so you will be awake from that point. And immediately from that point, devotional service starts when you just first you're asking, who is Krishna? Who is God? What's the relation between me and him? This sambandha-gyan immediately starts. And who is deity, personified deity, who is represents this sambandha-gyan? Shri Radha Madan Mohanji, Shri Radha Madana Gopal and Shri Radha Mohan. They are representative of this sambandha-gyan. But then, when you develop this Krishna consciousness in you, then comes Abhidheya-gyan. And who is personified deities of Abhidheya-gyan? Shri Radha Govindaji. And this deities is here in Vrindavan. No, Shri Radha Govindaji and Gopinathji in Jaipur, and Madan Mohan and Madana Gopal in Karoli. Many times I went there. But nevertheless, their temples is here. And Shri Radha Gopinath, he manifests the prayojana gyan, the goal of life, of human form of life, goal. And I want to start from the devotional service of the Lord, because we are not in full Krishna consciousness. We are in the process of purifying ourselves. In different stages, somebody higher, somebody lower, but we are still in the process of purifying ourselves. And he said, this shloka makes me very joyful, because there is a hope for us also. Sometimes, after some time, enter to this spiritual world, to the Golok Vrindavana, and see Krishna and Radharani face to face, make to them service and communicate with them. This is our goal of life. Prayojana Gyan. So he said, who is engaged in devotional service of the Lord has all the good qualities of the great sages. It is like example given by Srila Prabhupada. If you will take the metal rod and put into the fire, it becomes red color due to heat of fire. And you will take the rod and put into somewhere, to the paper or somewhere, it will burn, because it get a quality of fire. In the same way, we are putting ourselves to the fire. We have that rod, and we are put by Prabhupada into the fire, and we are getting the Krishna is fire. Krishna is very strong fire, and we are getting the qualities of divine Vaishnava qualities from Krishna himself. And a second point that Srila Prabhupada emphasized in this verse, in this comment purport, is all material desires manufactured by just mental concoction. Concoction means just thinking, imagining, oh this, oh that, I will do this, I will be happy, I will get so much money, I will marry for beautiful girls, I will have many children, nice children, they will look after me at the old age, and they will love me, and they will bring to me everything what I want, and I will have a beautiful house, and I will have this and that. These images, it will never happen. It will never happen. Material life is very heavy. And Krishna, due to his mercy, said, okay, this is child. He's imagining so much thing. I cannot cut immediately. It's very painful. Let him little bit enjoy in this. We cannot give to child the high truth. He's child. Let him little bit play something, little sweets, little this. So he will be, after grown up, he will be mature, he can get this truth. So, but what says Srila Rupa Goswami in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, in the ocean of bhakti, he said the pure devotional service is a very high qualification. Is not everybody qualified for bhakti. Recently I read it and it became pain in my heart. Not everybody qualified for bhakti. Krishna chooses those who qualified for bhakti. Anyapilashita shunyam guna karma dhyanavritam anukulyena krishnanu shilanam bhaktir uttama. This is Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 111. Beginning, the first shloka. He's saying this pure devotional service free from all kind of sensual desires which comes from the mind. No gyan, no karma, free of, and this pure devotional service should be continuously, not stopped. If you start devotional service, it should be flowing like river without stopping. So, desire for sense gratification, I will start from a second point. Desire for sense gratification is the most hard things to stop. Some yogis, they're going to Himalayas, sitting in the cave, or going under the water, sitting on the bottom, going to some secluded jungle, they're only animals, no human beings. And what happened? They cannot stop. You remember Vishwamitra Muni? This Apsara came, and he got a daughter, Shakuntala. You see, he was meditating so long time, 1,000 years, and for one moment he lost everything. Or Subaramuni, he was sitting on the Yamuna. Yamuna at those time was very deep. Sitting on the bottom of Yamuna and meditating on the Supreme Lord. And what happened? He saw just two fishes mating. And immediately desire came, kāmān. You see, we cannot control our senses. Who is leader of the senses? Mind. And mind is material. He's not spiritual. Srila Prabhupada emphasized here. Mind is material. That's why if you're following to your mind demands, if you cannot control your senses, you will be only under the control of mind, and you will do whatever mind will say to you. And what's the functions of the mind? Thinking, feeling, and willing. Everybody understand, huh? Thinking, I think, oh, I will do this, it will be good for me. Willing, desire, oh, it will be good for me to do this, I will be very happy. Feeling, such feeling of good for myself, for body. And he immediately takes something and immediately rejects. The character of mind is that he wants something, but as soon as he got something, he rejects. Oh, I don't want anymore this stuff. So he's not good companion for us in spiritual life. That's why there is many methods to control the mind and control the senses. Mind is the leader of the 10 senses. 5 of them, knowledge acquiring senses, knowledge, smell, eyes, hearing ability, touch, and we have 5 working senses like hands, legs, but leader of that 10 senses is mind. He gives. I cannot move my hand as I want. It moves because mind told to move. And who told to mind? Actually, Paramatma. Paramatma gives the order. It goes to mind, and mind allows me to work with my hand or leg or whatever, or speak. Otherwise, I am speechless. I cannot speak anything. I cannot do anything. This is dead matter. And Srila Prabhupada says very interesting things in his lecture in New York, 15 April 1966. He was in full of his mature stage, Srila Prabhupada at that time. He was healthy, he was very enthusiastic, and he was going start Krishna consciousness. He said, Krishna is achyuta. What means achyuta? Achyut, never falls. Never falls down to material, some desires, or nothing. Never happens with him this. Never ever. He's above of that. But we are achyuta. Again, we are falling to this material world. And what is it, this material world? Complete illusion. We are living in virtual world. Everybody understand virtual? In computer, you can design, computer design, you can create a world there. And you can enter there and live there. Like everything, oh, so nice, sun rises, blue sky, some animals which you live like, nice picture, mountains, water, ocean, beautiful girls, and you're living there whole life. It means your soul is sleeping and looks this and sleeping in the dream, seeing always in the dream. But then death comes. Because this body have limits. Everybody will die. And if you didn't get spiritual knowledge, where you will go? You don't know even about this. So, Srila Prabhupada says, we are achyutas who fall into this material world. Therefore, we accepted this material body. We forced by material nature, by Prakriti, by Mother Prakriti, Parvati, we accept this material body. And if we not progress spiritually, we will be forced again take the material body and again be in samsara, repeated births and deaths. So Srila Prabhupada said, and what is the cause of this material body? Ichha, dvesha, samudhyena, sargayanti, parantapa. When we become envious to Krishna, we are envious to Krishna. And we won't enjoy this material world. We want to enjoy. Then we come to this material creation. Krishna is specifically for us, he creating whole creation, just to enjoy. So, and but Srimad Bhagavatam is a Amala Purana, purest Purana, and it free from all kinds mental concoction, completely free, and even free from cheating religion. Apa Siddhantas. So many Apa Siddhantas in Kali Yuga appear. So many. Even in Christianity, in Muslim, Islamic, even in Vedic culture. So many Apa Sampradayas. They're very dangerous. Very dangerous. But Srimad Bhagavatam proclaims purest knowledge about Krishna, about a person. Impersonalists also saying, oh, we know Brahman. This material world is false, mithya. But they're not accepting Krishna as a person, as a God. They're saying Krishna comes also as us, comes to this world, makes some lila, enjoys, so he goes back to Brahman. He came from Brahman and goes back to Brahman. It's the same as we are. But Srimad Bhagavatam, in the just beginning, he said, I want to just to recite because it is very important. 1 minute. Dharmah prajita kaitavotva paramo nirmatsaranam satam Vedyam vastavam atravastu shivadam tapatrayon mulanam śrī-bhagavate mahamuni krite kim va parayara ishvaraha satyo hridaya avarudhyatetra kritiphyik shushrushyuphyik tat kshanat. And translation is, listen carefully, it's very interesting. Completely rejecting all religious activities. Srimad Bhagavatam completely rejects all religious activities. Listen carefully, which are materially motivated. Now in Kali Yuga, all the religious activities are materially motivated. I will build a temple. I will put big donation box and invite people, come, and they will put money, and I will flourish so much. This is idea. But Srimad Bhagavatam cuts this immediately. Srimad Bhagavatam is a very sharp knife. So completely rejecting all religious activities which are materially motivated, this Bhagavata Purana propounds the highest truth, which is understandable by those devotees who are fully pure in heart. Where is consciousness situated in our body? In heart, not here. You're asking in some other audience, they're saying consciousness is here, in brain. No, consciousness is here. Because the Atma, Jivatma, sitting in the heart, next to Paramatma. Not here. This is just brain computer. And mind also here. And consciousness is here. So pure in heart. The highest truth. This is highest truth means, Srila Prabhupada said, Vastavya Vastu. Vastavya Vastu. Real truth. Real, purest truth. And we are hankering about this truth. We are hungry for that truth. We want to find, because we are thinking, this is truth. But then after some times, it is cheating. You're going some little bit higher, you're going, and after some times you understand, they're cheating. Cheating. That's why we're million lifetimes here. And always we're being cheated. So the highest truth is reality, distinguished from illusion for the welfare of all. Such truth uproots the threefold miseries. This beautiful Bhagavatam, compiled by the great sage Vyasadeva in his maturity, is sufficient in itself for God realization. What is the need of any other scripture? As soon as one attentively and submissively hears the message of Bhagavatam, by this culture of knowledge, the Supreme Lord is established within his heart. See, just attentively and submissively, you just hear. No need of anything, just sit and hear. And this truth will be established in your heart immediately. You will not lose the time, waste the time. So Srila Prabhupada said, Vastavya Vastu, this is real truth. If you want to know it, everybody wants to know it, yes? If you want to know it, you must become paramo nirmatsaranam. Means not envious. Envious in our heart. We are envious to Krishna. We can say, oh, I'm envious to my friend, to my neighbor, nation to nation, community to community, person to person. No. Finally, we are envious to Krishna, that he enjoys. He doesn't do anything, and he just enjoys. And I should be his servant? No, I want to be Krishna. So this is our fault. And dharmah projita kaitavotra paramo nirmatsaranam satam. The candidate, the person who is eligible to understand Srimad Bhagavatam is described here. And in this verse, even though Srila Prabhupada didn't give it in comments, it's given. He said, Krishna is Madhusudana, the killer of the demon Madhu. Mathu kaitapha ari. So, because Arjuna in the beginning, he said, "Oh Madhusudana, what should I do? Should I fight or not to fight?" So he's saying him Madhusudana because he's killer of Madhu. He said, "Just kill this Madhu in my heart." He's established there because I have doubts. If you have no mental speculation, your mind is pure. You will never think, "Oh, should I do this or should I do that?" You will be firmly fixed. I should do only this. As soon as you're thinking, "Should I do this or should I do that?" it means you have mental concoction. This should be purified. And the Vedic culture actually forced renunciation. Forced renunciation. Varna ashrama dharma chahiye. Very much. Chahiye, needed for human being, especially in Kali Yuga. Nobody wants to retire from family life. But after 50, person should retire his family life. He cannot enjoy whole life. Because this is time after 50. Just completely surrender to Krishna and revive our dormant love for him. You got enough enjoyment, bas. You should now come to Krishna because there is no time left. And this Rishabhadev in śrī-bhagavān 5:5-8, he gives the teachings to his 100 sons. Rishabhadev, King Rishabhadev, Lord Rishabhadev, he is incarnation of Lord Krishna, and he was a king. And he gives to his sons before going from the home, he gives them instructions. He said, attachment of this material world is very strong, and it is based on the relationship between male and female. As soon as male and female united after marriage, the knot, hridaya granthi, knot in the heart, immediately appears. And this is impossible now to this person to revive his Krishna consciousness. And what is last point? After being married, the children comes, the property, wealth, this economical progress going on, because he should work, he should find the money to maintain the family. And what is it coming? Aham mameti. This is mine. This is my wife, my children, my house, my wealth. Aham mameti. This is granta, hridaya granthi, not in the heart. And Krishna comes every yuga again and again to this material world. For what? For what he comes to material world? What's the good is here to come? But he comes. Every yuga he comes just for two reasons. First, paritranaya sadhunam, and second, vinashaya cha dushkritam. He wants to save. He came to save Arjuna, because Arjuna started to use his mind, mental concoction, mental speculation. Oh, should I fight? Or should I go become a beggar, sit in the forest? I will maintain myself somehow. But for what this throne to me? How many years I will sit on this throne, just killing by all my relatives? So he was thinking, and Krishna said, Arjuna, you are Aryan, but you cannot think in this way. Aryan never thinks in such a way. Because devotee of Krishna is sadhu. He's pure devotee of Krishna. And this doesn't mean you wear saffron clothes. No. So religion includes 4 primary subjects. Means pious activities, dharma. You are engaged in pious activities in dharma just to approach your material position. Then, because you are praying to Lord, of course, He will give you material wealth. economic progress starts. Dharma artha starts. Then you have so much money, you have everything. He gave beautiful wife, children coming. Very good. Comes kama, sense enjoyment. Just enjoy, fulfill your ability. Enjoy. He enjoys. And that's last comes mukti, liberation. But devotee even doesn't need mukti, liberation. He's above that level. We don't need liberation. Mukti means just get to the paradise, to the planets of Indra Loka. For what? If you want to go to Indra Loka, you can go only in the man body, not woman body. Yes. Because as soon as you're coming to Indra Loka, so many apsaras staying there for enjoyment. You can choose anybody. And you can enjoy with them in man body. So women should get a man body to go to Indra Loka even. That's why man body is much more higher in many respects than lady's body. You see? So sense enjoyment in a very highly developed in Indra Loka, because it is also a material world, and even you are going upper, everywhere, same thing, because this is nature of material world. But Srimad Bhagavatam affirms that the devotee who are in pure Krishna consciousness or developed engage in 9 processes, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, ātmani Vedanam. Last 9th process, just throw your Atma to the lotus feet of the Lord, Krishna. Even Atma, you reject your own Atma. You're telling, this is yours, I'm your servant. But this is very, very high level. At least we should start from Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam. And these symptoms, for few days you are discussing in previous verses, the symptoms of the person with purified consciousness. Arjuna asked Krishna how he speaks, how he walks, how he sits, what he speaks, how I can recognize the pure devotee of Lord. And Krishna, Srila Prabhupada said, we should remember that this is spoken as the basis when we obtain the stage of perfection. But we are not on the stage of perfection. How we can speak of the symptoms of purified souls if we are not on that level? Even he is amongst us, Mahābhagavata. We cannot understand. He will sit, humbly sitting somewhere. He's not involved in some discussion, and he's just listening, looking around. But Srila Prabhupada said, how to attain that perfection when we can see Mahābhagavata? This will be described on 3rd chapter. But here, Shri Krishna gives just the principles. Here, the words mano-gatān in the verse, mano-gatān. What this means, mano-gatān? Whatever we create in our mind is material. All these creations, whatever we create in our mind, is all material. And it is not exist. It has no substance. Mind is the leader of all senses, I told you. And different philosophies established, especially in Europe, like Aristotle, Schopenhauer was very great philosopher. Kant, very great. They all established their philosophies on the basis of mental concoction, mental speculation. What the philosophy will lead? I don't need this philosophy. Why? I need the real truth which Srimad Bhagavatam gives to me. But people going be attached. And Srila Prabhupada said, also in India recently, he said like this, also in India recently appear the philosophies which are based on mental speculation. And he said, who knows the name? Sri Aurobindo. I was follower of Sri Aurobindo, you know. I was going to Auroville. This is in, what's the state? Nearby ocean. This, I forgot the name of the place. Where our, Good? Pondicherry. He established whole city. So many young people came there. And he established some economically. This city was developed. Beautiful city on the beach. And all the activities, engagements there was from Vedas, Vedic culture. And I heard about that when Aurobindo was sitting in the chair, and all people in the city going through him, and he just opening his eyes and look to the person. They're going inside of his glance, and they can see whole universe. He was great mystic yogi. But Srila Prabhupada said, for example, Aurobindo, Sri Aurobindo, mental platform cannot give us actual freedoms or the happiness. You're in virtual world. Yes, ocean, yes this, yes that, but death comes anyway. At the end of your life, Krishna comes as a death. Mrityu, he comes. You should take the conversation with him. As he will come as a god of death. And therefore, Lord Krishna says here in this verse 255, one shall give up, one should give up, must give up all mental speculation, mano-gatān. Mano-gatān should be taken away from the mind. And we should be satisfied in the understanding that I am consciousness. I am not this body. I am consciousness, and there is supreme consciousness. Only two consciousness. I am consciousness and supreme consciousness. And I am satisfied. I am subordinate to this supreme consciousness. Very simple, huh? I am consciousness, and there is supreme consciousness, and I am subordinate to the supreme consciousness because he's supreme. He knows everything. He's Trikaligya. He knows past, present, future. I don't know anything. I even don't know what is going on in my body. How is constructed with blood, this going, circulation, but person had heart attack, he even doesn't know why it happens. What is going in our stomach, we don't know. We are taking food and how it digested. Where is fire? What is going on? What is my liver? How works my kidney? I don't know. Because I'm in ignorance, tamagun, I don't know. But Krishna knows everything. He's sitting in as Paramatma. He's Agni, this of digestion. He's himself. Digest our food. You see? Of course I should be surrendered to him. Fully surrendered to him, and then I will be experience full happiness. And this Arjuna also mentally concocted, speculated in the beginning. And Krishna was very strict with him. He not allows him to do this. He gave so many arguments. Oh, this will happen, this will, if I will kill my relatives, this woman will be fallen, and this Varna Sankara comes, and so many wars will come, and all the bad things started in our Earth's planet. No, he said. But ultimately, he gave up his mental concoction and said to Krishna, after hearing Bhagavad Gita, 45 minutes was hearing. Only 45, whole Bhagavad Gita, in 45 minutes, Krishna delivered it to Arjuna. And immediately after 45 minutes, he was completely purified. This is power of Bhagavad Gita. we also can be purified very easily. But it depends on us how we can accept it. So, and he said, I am soul, completely surrender unto you. Your guru, I am your disciple. Now, whatever you will say to me, I will perform, I will do. And Srila Prabhupada said, this I, before he said, should I fight or should not fight, what I should do, I. And here he said, I am a soul, completely surrendered to you. And Srila Prabhupada said, between this I and second I, big ocean, vast ocean, because the different platform. First was mental platform, and second comes from the pure soul, from inside. And he said, Nashto moha smritir laptha. My illusion now removed by your mercy. And this Srila Prabhupada said, only by the mercy of Krishna we can get purified. Not, I want to purify it, I will read Bhagavad Gita, I will purify. No, we need also mercy. Even Yashoda Mayi, she cannot bind Damodar. She needed mercy of the Lord. When he said, okay, Mama is so much tired, sweating, all the flowers from your head fallen down, she's breathing heavily. Okay, it's enough for her. She got my mercy. And she immediately bind him. You see? Mercy of Lord is enough. Not two things. Our efforts, but efforts not enough. What kind of efforts we can do by this material body? Very insignificant. But we need also mercy of the Lord. Then two of them, they can miraculous. Everything can happen in one. Just last things, very poetic. Srila Prabhupada is so poetic. He said, without mercy we cannot do anything. And he brought the prayers from Shikshashtakam of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he Lord himself, he Lord Krishna himself. He's Krishna and Radharani combined. Do Rup Ek Pran. Do Rup Ek Pran. Pran is one. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he was so great. But he left after him only 8 verses of Shikshashtakam. Nothing. He never become famous of writing cantos. No, never. Just 8 Shikshashtakam. 8 verses of Shikshashtakam. And this Srila Prabhupada said, Ainandatanuja kinkaram patitam mam vishame bhavam butkhau kripaya padapada pankanja sthita-thuli sadrisham vichintaya. O son of Nanda Baba, Nanda Maharaj. This Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says. He not telling, oh Krishna, oh Lord Krishna, oh Supreme God. No. He said, oh son of Nanda Baba, Tanuja, oh younger brother of Balaram. How he's saying it is exactly the point. He said, somehow I fall down to this ocean of material existence. Please pick me up from this ocean. Take me from this ocean of misconception, Srila Prabhupada said. Kindly pick me up and fix me up as one atom. Atom, you cannot see even the atom, of the dust of your lotus feet. And you're completely happy. You're dust. Even you're not the blade of grass. You're not cow. You're not gopi. You're not manjari. You're just atom at the lotus feet, in the dust of the lotus feet of son of Nanda Baba. And you're completely happy because you're situated in your constitutional position. Immediately love comes, and love's ocean of love. And we should understand that we are constructed only for one purpose, to serve with love and devotion to the Supreme Lord, for His pleasure, not for our pleasure. That our position. it must be maintained in any way, everywhere, in every circumstances, in every situation. We should maintain this position of servitor. And all the methods, all the mental speculation, as Lord says here, should be given up. I took so much notes. This I wanted you to know this. This in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Lila, chapter 8. There is a description. I'm completing. Time is going on. Description of some qualities of pure devotee, purest, nirmat sarana satam. So, the example given of Sri Pandita Haridas. This was devotee of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Pandita Haridas. So, he was being well behaved, very well. And he was tolerant, peaceful, magnanimous, grave. And when he was speaking in such sweet way, very sweetly. And whenever he moved or speaking something or doing something, it was so pleasant, very pleasantly, moving even. Very patient, respectful to everyone. And he was working for everybody's benefit. And his mind was free of duplicity. And he was completely devoid of all malicious activities. Malicious means make some pain, harm to dusra living being. He never did this. So, and Krishna Das Kaviraj, the author of Chaitanya Charitamrita, he started to write Chaitanya Charitamrita at the age of 91. He was 91 years old when Nityananda Prabhu, in his dream, he said, "Oh Kaviraj, just go to Vrindavan." And at night, he just took all his items, put in the bag, and he gone night time to Vrindavan. And he reached Vrindavan. And on the bank of Radhakund, he was sitting. There was very hot sun just on the top. And he writing Chaitanya Charitamrita. And what he said, that all, same thing as in Śrīmad Bhagavatam, that all good qualities become manifest in the body of a Vaishnava. And that only by the presence of these good qualities can one distinguish a Vaishnava from non-Vaishnava. And Krishna Das Kaviraja lists the following 26 good qualities of a Vaishnava. Can I recite to you these 26 qualities? Because this is not anywhere else, but I want you to know about that. And it is he's saying that by mind I will Vaishnava is a very tolerant, very merciful, very compassionate to all living beings. He works only for the benefit of others, and he never keeps for himself anything. And he's very magnanimous. He's not envious. And he's very merciful, and he's very poetic. And when he speaks by Shastra, and he follows only the Shastra. And he very kind to all living beings. And it is difficult to find now. So we should 26 qualities. They in Nectar of Devotion they given up. We got a human form of life only for one purpose: to develop this love, dormant love in our heart should be awakened in human form of life. That's why we say in Brahma Sutra, Vedanta Sutra, it said, "Now time came." Sutra. Sutra never explains anything, just one line. Now time came to inquire about Supreme. When I first time I read it. Said, why now time comes? What time comes? Why we should inquire about Supreme time? And then I read the purport to that sutra. Time comes now means in this human form of life, time come now. We should not eating, sleeping, mating, defending. The four tendencies of animal life. No, the human form of life distinguished from the animal form of life, because we also sleeping, eating, mating, defending. We are doing all this stuff, but we have one more extra quality. And what is it, extra quality? We are inquiring about the God, about the supreme consciousness. Animal never asks about consciousness. He's just eating, sleeping, mating, defending. He's led by demigods according to his karma to the highest stage, step by step, 8,400,000 form of life he should do. But we are already got human form of life. And between animals and human beings, these only qualities, religion, dharma. And this dharma should be real. Sanatana dharma, not the apadharma, which is so much in Kali Yuga. That's why never allow anybody to cheat you. Because we got already from Srila Prabhupada, Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Nectar of Devotion, Nectar of Instruction, Upadeshamrita. All the need we need, we got already. And all his purport is there. So we should just follow what Srila Prabhupada, our Acharya, gave us. And we will, for sure, 100%, at the end of our life, we will get the pure divine Vaishnava qualities developed in our heart, and we will get the pure consciousness, which with it we can enter with full right to the Golok of Vrindavana. Is it possible in one lifetime, as Srila Prabhupada said, and his Acharya, he knows. Thank you very much for your attention. Thank you very much. I'm so happy to see you, but now after soon I'm leaving to preaching tour to Middle Asia. So please bless me that I will do preaching there. It's very, very heavy places, but what can we do? We should go. And you cannot speak there with such openly like here. You should cover this. Like Srila Prabhupada said, Muslim will say, Allahu Akbar. He said, you cannot chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. He said, why I should chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra? This is Hindu's mantra. Let Hindu chant there. I'm Muslim. So, okay, Srila Prabhupada said, you tell Allahu Akbar means Allah is great, God is great. It's also prayer, good prayer. Or Christians said, oh Lord Jesus, please give us our daily bread. He said, okay, good. At least he's asking Jesus, his Son of God. He's asking him for daily bread. Not he says, oh, I will grow the wheat, I will do myself bread. No, he's asking for bread from God. Good, he said. But this is, process is longer. Until you will, from impersonal future, you will come to personal future, and you will understand that Krishna has divine qualities. And it is very pleasant to conversate with him. In conversation with him, it's very sweet. Until you will grow this bhav in your heart, time takes. But Srila Prabhupada, immediately, person came from the street, even he's meeting it, doing all kind of nonsense. He said, just come here, sit with me, and chant Hare Krishna. And immediately uplifting him to Nirmat Sarana Satam, to pure Krishna consciousness. And in this lifetime, this person can go to, even he was eating meat before, he will go to the Golok Vrindavana. So this should be our endeavor. We should do this. And then you will get the real happiness, real satisfaction in your soul. But in material world there is not such. Only in Krishna consciousness we can get such. I didn't ask if everybody has some questions, some... Yeah, please.
Mataji, like this, in Vedic culture also, like in our home, everybody is saying that because we are girls, so we have to always be in, in Hindi we call chakra chaya.
Yeah, under
are,
protection.
Yes. But now you told that you are going to Malaysia.
Yeah.
It's very difficult, like near the parents are not ready to send to the temple also alone. And not going to Malaysia and that.
Yeah,
and
but you see...
Yeah, that's only my question, that if we are going for God, we are going for preaching, if we are going for doing bhakti, so is it okay that we are...
You see, Krishna, he knows everything. He knows our motivation. Why I am going to preach? Oh, everybody will know I am so famous, this. He knows everything. You cannot cheat Krishna. You can cheat everybody, but not Krishna. So, you see, I will tell you frankly one thing, but don't mind, please. Because you see, Vedic culture is a Vedic civilization. It is based on Varna Ashrama Dharma. And this is Varna Ashrama Dharma of 3 types. So we are developing in our ISKCON, in Krishna consciousness, we are developing Daivi Varna Ashrama. It is different from Karmi Varna Ashrama and another. You see, according to Varna Ashrama Dharma, woman should be protected from childhood by father, then by husband, and then by elder son, grown up son. She never gives, nobody should give the freedom for ladies, because they are saying, even she's very educated, her brain is 7 years old child. Maybe she's academic, very highly elevated in some science, but she's just 7 years old child brain she has, and any man can cheat her like anything. So that's why another stuff what I want to tell you, if you're feeling yourself as a human being in feminine body, you will be that. You will be girl or woman or whatever. I'm not woman. I'm not a man. I'm not a woman. Even I'm not human being. Because I am Jiva-atma. I am part and parcel of Krishna. I am spark of big fire of Krishna. That's why whatever your upadhis you put on yourself, you will be that. I never, no, in Krishna consciousness, I'm not thinking myself as a woman. But we should follow the social pressure is there. We cannot just go whatever we think. No, we should follow. But inside of your consciousness, deep in your heart, you should feel that I'm not woman, I'm not man. I'm not even human being. I'm not animal. Like this in Ramanujacharya also. That I'm not brahmachari. I'm not grihastha. I'm not vanaprastha. I'm not sannyasi. I'm not this. I'm not that. Even I'm not human being. This also upadhi. Upadhi. Label. Yes. Yes, we're looking like human beings. He has, by the mercy of Lord, we got this body and developed consciousness, which is meant only for developing a Krishna consciousness. That we are servitors of the Lord, of the Supreme Consciousness. Only for this purpose is given to us this body. And that's why, you see, we should be inside, very deep in your sight. Even you should not reveal it to anybody else. You should know who are you. If you feel that in your heart, that you are just jiva, atma, part and parcel of Krishna. You will be that. And nobody will harm you. If you will preach Krishna consciousness, to anywhere else you will go, nothing bad happen with you. Because Krishna, he is in heart, and you are his jiva, atma. He will protect in any way, anywhere. This is some secret, you see. But we should develop. You cannot artificially, oh yes, I'm not this, I'm not that. No, it should be realized. Vigyan, not gyan, but vigyan, realized knowledge. It takes time. But we should associate with such persons, who realized persons, these paramahamsas, or very greatly pure consciousness devotees. If you will, they are like fire, and you are associating with them, you're becoming very close to fire, and you're becoming warmer, and then you will become very hot. And then yourself you can preach, because this, as soon as you getting this knowledge in your heart, you cannot stop it. It will come, because we are expressing our mind through the senses, these 5 senses, knowledge acquiring senses. We are expressing. We cannot just keep silence. You become crazy. You should express yourself through the 5 senses. And this is our activity. Everybody does this. In karmic life, this sensual activity means our life. I'm living like this. I'm like individuality, like this, like that. So it is going on. So mind can be, because he's leader, and he expresses himself through 5 senses. That's why this lady speaks in such a way, this lady in this different way. Different people we have, because everybody has different mind. That's why the first point in this verse, we should purify our mind, give up all kind of mental concoction. Never create, oh, I will do this and it will bring this, I will be. No, never happen. Don't waste your time. Everything is written, is already here. In Srimad Bhagavad Gita, in Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, you just read carefully, and very good if you will associate with devotees who has already realization on this knowledge. And they will give you exact as the point, the something which you will, after, you see, they're very sharp. These devotees are very sharp, and whatever they're saying touches the heart. So you will come time, you will be preaching also. Now you preach only on your circle, to neighbors, to sisters, to cousins, to grandfather, grandmother, read Sanskrit, preach them, read them Bhagavad Gita. Just 5-6 persons together, sitting together and reading is so good. But you are living in Vrindavan. Oh, so good. Vrindavan is the best place in the navel of Virat Rup, navel, and all the rivers, all the oceans, everything, everybody goes to the navel. So that's why it's the most important place. Navel of Virat Rup. Virat Rup. Vrindavan, yeah, is located on the navel, center of the universe. The center of every universe is Virat Rup. So our universe has also Virat Rup, and the navel of it, Vrindavan. Yeah. So that's why we are very fortunate. So, and you take birth here, Janma in Vrindavan. So you are more fortunate than me. I came here 30 years back only, and you was born here. You see? That's why we should just develop. Whatever you learn, whatever you understand, you just try to share. Don't keep with yourself. We are developing when we are sharing. As soon as we are share with somebody, we're becoming more rich. Because Krishna, he pleased that we are sharing with somebody, and makes our understanding deeper. There is no end of deepening deepening, no end. Even Arjun, he's pure devotee of Lord. Even he is deepening his understanding, vairagya and everything. Knowledge brings vairagya immediately. Yeah, Gyan and vairagya comes immediately together. Yeah, and you see, by the mercy of the Lord, he got full understanding, full realization, and he went into this another level, Arjuna, higher level. Every time he meets Krishna in Vrindavan, every time this samsara going on, and Krishna comes once a yuga, next yuga again, Arjuna comes again, oh, should I fight or should not fight? What to do? This, again, Krishna teaches him, chastises him, what kind of Aryan you are. You have no right to speak in such a way. You are Aryan. And then again, same thing. For new coming living beings, teachings going on. You see? But we should be happy with this Kali Yuga. This Kali Yuga is very important because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came. He comes very rare. Yeah.
Can you please tell about that?
So, sambandha, means establishing a relationship with Krishna. You just came from the street. You don't know who is Krishna, what is it, you don't know anything. And suddenly you came to the meeting of devotees, some lecture going on, you sit there and they say, and you're hearing and you're becoming so surprised, what they're telling you. This is sitting with devotees, eating with devotees, hearing what they is all the sambandha gyan going on, sambandha. And this is representative of sambandha gyan, Madan Mohanji and Madan Gopalji. They giving sambandha. It means you understanding, who am I, who is Krishna, and what's the relationship between us?
That is
A sambandha, because you are understanding, you are servant and Krishna is the master. His supreme consciousness, I am Lord. Even though qualitatively we one, gold is gold, big gold or particle of gold, also gold. But the quantitatively is different. This big gold and it's just particle of gold. But the qualitatively is same. Also, big fire or spark. The same fire, by the burning capacity is different. Fire can burn everything, big fire. But spark, he can do only hole in your sari. This burning capacity is very small, little. So we are this spark, and Krishna is a fire. So understanding of this, who is Krishna, how great he is, how supreme he is, and he created us for the service, for the pleasure of himself. As soon as you are understanding this is sambandha gyan, it comes to you. But then development should be not to stay in some, oh yes, Krishna is great and I am small, okay, bas, finish. No. Then you should develop the dasya. Oh, he's supreme and he created me for the service of him. It means I should serve to him. How I can serve to him? You just take one flower, or just take one something. Patram pushpam phalam toyam name bhatya prayachati. One leaf, one flower, small flower, little bit water, or one fruit. And Krishna said, I will accept it if you will give me this with love, devotion. They start dasya rasa. So you are starting abhideya. And this is Radha Govindaji, representative of abhideya gyan. Abhideya gyan starts. Because, oh, I am servitor. I cannot just sit and live as I like. No, I should serve to him. Whatever I can clean, I can give some fruit, I can cook, I can wash and make, if you're a musician, you should play nice music, or you're a singer, beautiful song to him, bhajans, and he will listen you, oh, so nice. Serve. Service. Service, development of service. Dasya rasa.
When we want to serve from heart.
Yeah,
that is
devotion, love, with love. Not just, oh, should I serve to Krishna? I'm tired, I just came from the work. I have no. Love will, like mother. She's also working, but child at home, she comes from and child is hungry. And she feeds him. Even she's tired very much, so much. But she's putting aside everything and she feeds the child. This is abhideya. This, I need to serve. Understanding that I am serving. But when comes prayojana gyan, this is personified deities of prayojana gyan, Shishirada Gopinath. Gopinath, the master of gopis. And gopis surrender everything to him. They left their husbands, baby child. She leave it when she hears the flute of Krishna at mid of night, and she ran at mid of night to forest. You see, this is simultaneous love. You're not thinking anymore. Oh, should I serve Krishna? Oh, too late, 12 o'clock, midnight, how I will go to the forest? There are so many animals, bad people maybe on the street. Or, oh, how I will leave at night my husband or my child or my mother-in-law, father-in-law there, my brothers, sisters. How I will go? Gopis left. As soon as they heard the music of flute of Krishna, they left everything and they ran. And those gopis whom husband not allowed to go, they left body. So intense desire to go to Krishna, to dance with him on rasa dance. They no love, they left the body. You can imagine such intense desire. So this is simultaneous, this raganuga bhakti, raganuga. Nobody will push you. Raganuga means comes from the heart, from the pure soul, purified soul, from the heart. No, I want to serve. I want to be with Krishna. This is Raganuga Bhakti, but we are now in Sadhana Bhakti. Sadhana Bhakti means you are under the instruction of spiritual master. He said, go and do this. I am telling you. Chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, 16 rounds. Do this service. Go this. Ekadashi, you should fast. No eating, no drinking. We should follow because spiritual master knows, guru knows what's better for us, what's the beneficial for us. But when Raganuga Bhakti comes, no need of anybody to tell you anything. You will run, you will serve to Krishna in any ways, with your body, with your mind, with your speech, with your thoughts. Even you can think only about Krishna. You're feeding your child and is thinking about Krishna. This is very high level. We should come to this level, and this level, on that level, you can enter to Golok Vrindavan. Now not.
And we are thinking only about Krishna.
Yeah, only about Krishna. Nobody forcing you. Nobody forcing. But you yourself, you cannot live without Krishna. This is goal of your life. Then you can enter to Golok Vrindavan, because in Golok Vrindavan only this mood, only this bhav, simultaneous, raganuga, voluntarily, loving service to Krishna. Radharani never eats whatever she cooked. She cooks the best, and she never repeats twice. She did some recipe today, she never repeats again. Every day new. And she cooks like, because Durvasa Muni gave to her blessings, Ashirvat. So whatever she will cook, it will be the most sweet and pleasant. So Krishna eats only from the hand of Shrimati Radharani. And when we are cooking, Shrimati Radharani enters into us and she teaches how to cook to Krishna. And then Archa Vigraha, Krishna accepts it, because we did it under the instructions of Shrimati Radharani. We cannot cook even. We cannot do anything. But Radharani, she's seeing our desire to worship to Krishna, so she's just moving our hand, she cutting, she does everything herself, but helping us to move on that platform, very high platform. You see? So, but she never eats what she prepared. She never feels hunger, thirst, because she sees Krishna and he satisfies all her demands of the body. She never eats, she never sleeps. On Golok Vrindavana, nobody sleeps. Nobody eats, nobody drinks. They're only looking to Krishna, and he satisfies all their senses. And there are no death, no birth, no old age, no disease. Everybody happy, joyful, in very pleasant mood, they're serving to Krishna. So we should have desire to go to Golok Vrindavana. We need to cultivate this desire to go to Golok Vrindavana, not sit in this material. What to do here, in this garbage place? This is place only for those living beings who just came. They're neophytes. They should develop this mood. But as soon as you develop this love for Krishna, your place is changed, not here, there. You see? But this Bhumi Vrindavan is the same, a replica of Golok Vrindavana. If you will just now, we will move to Golok Vrindavana by the mercy of Krishna or Shrimati Radharani. We will see the same Vrindavan. And you say, oh, this is Golok Vrindavana. I am living in Vrindavan, the same Vrindavan. No, of course there will be not high, these buildings, all these, but you will see, oh, this Vrindavan, this Mathura, this is, I know all this stuff. I was born in Vrindavan. Cows going on this, fields. You will see, and people the same. But the mood, bhav, completely different. Everybody around the center, and center is Krishna. Krishna is the center of their lives. There is no competition, no envy, nirmatsaranam, satam. Everybody, non-envious. Everybody wants to serve Krishna in the best ability. I wish you all the best in this very, very long journey. I'm struggling so much with my senses, with my mind. Sometimes it doesn't listen to me. But I will go for preaching, and I purify myself through the preaching. And devotees will be happy, and I'm happy after that. So they're calling me again and again. Mataji, Satyavati, when you're coming, we are waiting for you. There is no ticket, my ticket, I'm waiting for ticket. So they're so happy whenever I'm coming to airport, they're coming on car, they're meeting, Satyavati Mataji comes, running to me with children, running to me, you see. My relatives even don't know I'm coming or not. They're running to me. You see, this is devotees. This is devotees. And I'm feeling obliged to them for their love. I should also give them love and give the knowledge, and everybody will be happy. We have such big festivals there, so many prasadam, cooking, and we have Gauranitai deities established by Guru Maharaj there. So good atmosphere, you see, everybody happy. Oh.
That place is also Vrindavan.
Yeah, whenever you are going and preaching about Krishna and Krishna's Leela, this is Vrindavan. Vrindavan, not the geographic coordinates, like this place is Vrindavan. No, Vrindavan, consciousness. It is consciousness, bhav. As soon as you are creating somewhere in Siberia or somewhere in Africa or America, Srila Prabhupada, everybody, everywhere carrying with him Vrindavan.
Yes.
Sometimes he was sitting in the lecture and looking like this and crying, because he was there in Vrindavan, you see. And he created Vrindavan in America, in Africa, in everywhere, in Europe. Yeah, in Italy, so many farms, in Germany, in Spain, in England, everywhere, so many farms. Devotees singing, playing, this, so many cows, milk products, everything is there, festivals, all around the world. You see? That's why we should be very grateful to Srila Prabhupada for his gift, valuable gift, what he gave to us, just to become happy. He saved us from that ocean of misconception. He just pick up us from that and put as an atom under the lotus feet. We already atom on the dust of lotus feet of Lord Shri Krishna. We're already there. Now we should develop more and grow our spiritual body, and everything will be very joyful. Srila Prabhupada said, my disciples have very, very bright future. So, thank you very much for your attention. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.